Howdy, howdy, everybody. This is Kyle Reed again. Today, I want to talk about this Filmosound 385 that I have converted for guitar amplifier use. And what I've done is essentially I've replaced the filter capacitors, which open up a lot of space inside. I figured out a way to put some radial caps in an octal tube base, and then plug that in where the old photoelectric cell used to go, and wired up my resistors for the power supply around that tube socket and run the wires out, and it's worked pretty well. I really like the way that it has opened up the chassis in there. So anyway, I've replaced the filter capacitors, and I've messed around with the input grid resistance, and I've essentially taken out everything that's not an amplifier in this chassis. I've also housed it in this cool ammo can because I've seen so many other great builders utilizing these for a head enclosure for these amps, and it's amazing how perfectly it fits in there. It's pretty great. But I was able to cut a ventilation vent here, and an access panel on the back. I got a photograph of that right there. You can see that on the back you've got access to the IEC plug, the 1/4-inch speaker plug, which is hooked up to the 8-ohm tap on the output transformer. And then back here around the front, we've got the tone control, which serves also as the power switch. We have the volume control and the 1/4-inch input labeled microphone, but everyone knows that's where your guitar goes. So this what you're hearing is essentially the stock circuit then, right? I played around with the input resistance, but once the signal gets in there, it goes through the 5879, a pair of 12AX7s, 6V6s, and on out in the same circuit that they designed, which is kind of neat. This tone circuit is a dual gang pot, and it's essentially a bass and a treble control, not too unlike some Fender or other, bass and treble control amplifiers. But as you turn the tone knob, it changes both the bass and the treble. As you turn it to the right, you get more treble and less bass. As you turn it to the left, you get less treble, but you also get more bass. And it's really noticeable when you've got this thing going into overdrive levels. But it also has a very nice clean signal as well. So I just wanted to demo a couple of the sounds you can get out of this thing. So I'm going to play a little bit with the clean setting. And got no pedals today. I've just got my Esquire plugged right into that microphone input. And so, yeah, let's get a little bit of that clean tone. I may play with the tone control a little bit as we go, but here's the clean control, the clean tone. Sorry, I was getting carried away there. So that's living in Clean Town, and for an amp that like this, that's about 2 or 3 out of 10 there. But once we start getting up into this range, into the past noon, past midnight, depending on your perspective, start to get a little bit more crunch. I've got the Esquire set to go just wide open, right? So we're sending as much signal as we can from this pickup straight into that amplifier. Now, I said that tone control really starts to make a difference when you're overdriving, and so I'm going to roll it real dark. So we got a lot of bass, we don't have a lot of treble, and this thing starts to act like a fuzz, kind of, so let's hear a little bit of that. Into more mid-range. All right, so now get into the trebly tone, you start to lose the bass response and get a real cut, like a bass cut. It's bright. And so you can turn this amp up even more, and you're really into some rock and roll territory. Just get lost in it sometimes. But yes, leaving it in. It's amazing how this amp cleans up. So, yes, the Filmosound 385. Stock circuit, recapped, all the tubes tested, clean the tube sockets, 1/4 inch output, which you may think that it had, but it had a weird kind of like mini plug. So 1/4 inch output. And then housing, tested for tone, durability, put through the heater, and coming out sounding pretty sick. I've got a couple of these right now. I've got one squirreled away from myself. But if you dig it, hit me up. I might have one left. And if you have one of these, I may be willing to offer you a trade-in on a conversion. If you have questions or comments, hit me up. Let me know. Thanks a bunch.